Hey guys, today we're going to do a small guide on how to farm using the Barrier Invocation Infernalist. So, the way that I farm using this build is that we can't actually get that much magic find in the build because of the restrictions of the gear that we need. So what we do is we farm for Simulacrum Splinters. These splinters go for roughly about close to 2 exalts each. Two splinters for 1 exalt. And Simulacrum keys go for about 1.5 divs. And what we want to do is we want to instill our maps with Envy. So what Envy does, let me just grab one of these maps to show you. Envy actually increases the waystone found in the area. Right, and also it has a very high percentage chance of Delirious. And Envy is usually quite cheap. You can get one for 2 exalts, right? So in a sense, you're investing 6 exalts into this map, and I'll show you later what the callback is. So with that being said, I have already pre-installed all of these maps with Envy and corrupted them. Some of them, as you can see, are magic because I don't really care about the mods of the map. You can run anything from TF 11 onwards, and we are utilizing this node of waystone found, 20% chance of instilled emotions. So if you don't have your tree filled out like mine, don't worry. The important ones that you want to get is the stack size. So if you don't have the stack size, instead of getting 50 splinters per map, you're only getting 25. All right. Don't worry about the boss node. This one is not useful. The only mainly useful one is the map and the number of fraction mirrors. So the more mirrors you have, the more monsters will spawn from them, and the more simulacrum splinters. How I have mapped out this is based on pack size. So I went for monster pack size here, and here. This one doesn't really matter for us, but I really like the pack size over here. It increases quantity of waystones drop. Like I said previously, you want waystones drop because they could apply 20% of them apply instilled emotions on them. And this is very strong. It can get up to about 70%, 80%, even 100%. So I have run maps that are over 100% as well, 120%, and you get about like 80 or 90 splinters per map. Other than that, you just want to go for pack size down here. Anything with quantity, you want anything with quantity. Rarity is a nice to have, but it's not mandatory. So with that being said, I have pre-installed these maps for you to see me running them. So what we're actually looking for is a high waystone drop chance and 45% and above delirious percentage. So let me find something that we can run here. So that one is really, really good. You got to make sure that it doesn't have any mods that would actually kill us. So the only ones that we can't run is minus maximum resistance and reduce recovery rate of energy shield. Anything else than that, we can run them. So so you want to juice up your maps, instill them, and corrupt them. So there's 2 maps that you can run with this, and the general strategy is to run the map and not finish it. So what I mean by that is you would run this tower, this bluff tower, run to the end, and don't touch the precursor that will complete the map. All right, you just get out and put another map inside it. So there's 2 maps that are really good for this, Bluff and Ravine are the 2 maps that you want to aim for. So here we go. Let's put that Bluff map in. And one of these maps I usually run in like 2 minutes. So 45% Delirious, I would expect somewhere between 30 to 40 shards, sometimes even 50 if I'm lucky. And the waystones that drop, as you can see my loot filter, it doesn't filter out low waystones. The reason is that we can actually run this strategy with anything from tier 11 onwards. So you don't want to pick up anything that's tier 10 and below. You want to pick up everything that is tier 11 onwards. I would not instill the maps that are tier 11 onwards. What I would do is I would have a look at the percentage that they have on them and add distill to them if I could to make it past the 45% mark. Anything that you run below the 45% mark is generally not worth it all the time. Yeah, and every stack, pretty much think of it as an Exile orb that drop. Because they drop in stacks of 2, and they sell for 1 Exile orb, so basically 2. And these maps are generally quite easy. You're not really in danger of anything. And if you don't want to sell your Simulacrum Splinters, you can always run the Simulacrum yourself and potentially get a Melting Maelstrom Life Flask, which will get you somewhere around 20, I think 20 bibs now. So generally the currency that drops from these maps are generally low because you are rerunning a map that's essentially you failed. The system thinks you failed the first try. Failed maps have a reduced number of rare mobs that spawn. And it seems like they also have a hit on our rarity find as well. So you don't need rarity for this strategy at all. All you need is pretty much the Delirium percentage and be able to kill the mobs. And being a barrier invocation Infernalist, you don't actually need that good of a gear to kill these mobs at all. As you can see, I've mentioned that there. I don't think I actually got that many splinters that round. Yeah, I got 39. So yeah, every run that you do, you pretty much expect about 35 to about 45 splinters. So we grabbed some maps there. So none of those maps were actually have Delirium on them. So I'm gonna go run it again and try show you guys what I mean by getting a Delirium map. So let me just do my due diligence on these rings and put it in the 10 Exalt. Let's go grab okay, so let's grab a level 14 map. So this 14 map is still 45% Delirious. We go back here, we put it into the bluff again, and we rerun the map. And hopefully this time around, we would get more map drops. Then I can show you maybe a map that already has installed on it, where you can actually add more percentage onto those maps potentially sometimes if they're not fully installed. And it actually happens quite often. You can pretty easily get a plus 100 map. Yeah, I like to open these chests, but you don't have to if you want to save time. Not really rush for time with this game anymore. Yeah, I've pretty much optimized this build to a point where I cannot find upgrades on this market. So there's not much point of farming. We got a tier 13 there. Hopefully that tier 13 will give us. So any tier that is below 11, so tier 10, 9, etc., they don't actually drop any shards. I think it's something to do with the area level. So I don't feel like I got that. Yeah, I got 34. See, okay, we found one that is instilled already.
Speak.
Okay, so we got one that's instilled. What we want to do is we want to max roll this, and hopefully don't hit one of those modifiers that will actually kill us. No, we think we are good. Right, now we grab our envy. We put it in there, so we can actually put 2 in there, which makes the area 48% delirious. With more waystone drop in precursor tablets, doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to show you once again, Bluff. This is a tier 13 with 48% delirious, and we would get the same results in splinters. And you run these maps so quick that I've found the need to actually buy tier 15 maps, or sometimes I actually have to do bossing the boss maps just to get some tier 15 out if I run dry on these pre-installed maps. Usually, when you find when you corrupt them, you could get a 600% corruption map, and those do sell for a lot. People use those maps for the citadels, because waystone drop chance, believe it or not, increase the number of fragments you actually get in the boss. So a 600% corrupted waystone drop chance with Delirium usually goes for roughly about 80 exalts to 100, but you pretty much already made back all your money on instilling all your maps anyway for one corruption. And usually if you do like a batch, corruption batch of like, I don't know, 50 maps, you'd roughly get about 10 of those. So you actually make money making maps this way. So yeah, so using this strategy, you have multiple ways of making money. One obviously from your currency, the other one from simulacrum shards, and if you're running the simulacrum, obviously you can make money from the melting maelstrom mana flask. And on top of that, when you're crafting maps, I do put a lot of my maps into exalted tabs, like 40 exalts or 60 exalts, because there is a lot of people that are willing to buy those maps. We finished that, we got a 32, so there is actually a slight decrease, but not because of the tier. It's just probably because I got unlucky, or the pack size of that map is not that great. Oh, that's a rip. So yeah, these distilled envies I can show you on the market. If I want distilled envy for Exiled Orb, roughly about 2 for 1, and instill your map with 3. And obviously simulacrum, if we switch those around, what you're selling for is basically 1.5 divs, and if we switch that to splinters, it's roughly 2 splinters for 1 Exalt Orb. So that's where you want to make the money, and I will show you quickly a map that I created, which was this one. Waystone drop chance at 665. You are 45% delirious. I can't run this because obviously it has the less recovery rate. These maps are all suffix, no prefix, but we don't care about the prefix the way that we are running these maps. And if we're looking for 665 and delirious, the lowest that we have is 50 exalts. We refreshed that, we got 30 exalts. Generally, I put it around 60 exalts. A lot of people would ping you for that, these type of maps. So yeah, that is pretty much the farming strategy. You get your simulacrums and you run it, and you hope for the best for the mana pot. All right, if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about this farming strat, or if I've missed anything, please comment down below, or catch me on a live stream on YouTube or Twitch. I will leave the Twitch link down in the description. Cool. Sure.